My name is Dr. Victoria Nelima Wekesa, a girl who since the age of 6 years old cherished, honored, and loved the ex-Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga. And today, with tears in my heart, I pay a tribute to Baba. I was only 6 years old in 2002 when I first heard the name Raila Amolo Odinga. At that age, I didn't understand politics, but I could feel it, the weight of his name, the respect in my parents' voices. My mother spoke of him with admiration, my father with respect, and my grandmother with tears of awe and pride in her eyes. They told me stories of courage and suffering, how Raila had been imprisoned in Kamiti Maximum Prison, how he endured years of torture for the sake of Kenya, how he never stopped believing in freedom. And in those stories, I found my first hero. That same year, when Mwai Kibaki, the man Raila supported, won the presidency, I remember people dancing in the streets, car horns blaring, laughter filling the air. I was a little girl running barefoot, waving twigs in excitement, not knowing what it really meant, but feeling the joy of change. That was my first taste of hope, the hope that one man could make a difference. Raila Amolo Odinga was born on January 7, 1945, in Maseno, Kisumu County. The son of Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, Kenya's first vice president, and Mary Juma Odinga, a woman known for her strength and compassion. He grew up surrounded by the spirit of freedom. He studied at Maranda High School, then traveled to East Germany, where he learned engineering and dreamed of building a better Kenya. When he returned home in the 1970s, he taught at the University of Nairobi and later ventured into business, but the fire of politics, of justice, never left him. In 1982, after an attempted coup against President Moi, Raila was accused of involvement and detained without trial for 6 years. 6 long years behind bars, 6 years in the dark. He would later be detained twice more, spending nearly a decade in prison in total. At Kamiti and Manyani, he found strength in solitude. He read books, wrote letters, and dreamed of a free Kenya. He once said, "You cannot forget the past, but you can forgive it." And that was Raila, a man who turned pain into peace. In 1992, he entered parliament, winning the Langata seat. It was the dawn of multi-party democracy, and he became its loudest voice. He ran for presidency in 1997 and lost, but he never walked away. In 2002, he uttered 2 words that changed history: Kibaki Tosha. With that, Kenya broke free from decades of one-party rule. He put the nation before himself and helped birth a new chapter for our country. Then came 2005, the referendum, the orange versus banana battle that gave birth to the ODM movement. And then 2007, a year that broke my heart, a year when hope turned into tears. I was 12 years old, watching him on TV, watching the now President Ruto on TV dressed in a white suit, and as the results came in, disputed, chaotic, painful. Violence erupted, the 2007-2008 post-election violence. Lives were lost, families were shattered. But even then, he called for peace, and the National Accord was signed in 2008, making him Kenya's Prime Minister. It wasn't the victory he wanted, but it was the healing Kenya needed, and he won for that. 3 more elections, 2013, 2017, 2022. 3 more heartbreaks, and yet 3 more times he rose again. In 2017, I voted him for the first time. I remember queuing with hope burning in my chest. I believed in him. I believed in what he stood for. In 2018, the famous handshake with the then President Uhuru Kenyatta brought calm to a divided nation. Many did not understand it, but to me, it was forgiveness made real. By 2022, I was 26. When he lost again, I cried. Not because of politics, but because I knew what he had given. a lifetime of sacrifice for a dream that wasn't for himself but for us. They called him Baba, the father of modern democracy, a man who never stopped believing even when the world doubted him. He gave us the courage to speak. He fought for a new constitution. He defended devolution and the rule of law. He carried the weight of our hopes and the scars of our failures. He once said, "If you see me standing, it is because I am standing on the shoulders of those who came before me." And now, Baba, we stand on yours. For 23 years, I have loved one man in politics, Raila Amolo Odinga. As a child, I admired his courage. As a woman, I cherished his resilience. He was more than a leader. He was a movement. He was our mirror, our conscience, our voice. He walked through pain so we could dream. He forgave so we could move on. He loved this country with every breath in his body. And now, as we say goodbye, we do so with tears, but also with pride. Because Kenya was better because he lived, and I was braver because I believed in him. Rest well, Baba. You gave your all. You ran your race. You carried our hopes. May your dream live in us forever. Farewell, Raila Amolo Odinga, Kenya's eternal son.